All right, happy Monday, everybody. Anthony Special here with Special Analysis, unedited and on the edge of the market. Hope you had a great weekend. We're going to touch base on the major markets as we typically start our week. The reason we do this is we kind of want to recap on how last week finished, look at some progress that we've made on ideas that we've shared with you, and in addition, see if there's something queued up for us to take advantage of this week. So a lot of these have transpired over the past couple weeks. So those of you who have taken advantage of them, congratulations. I hope you found some success. If you'd like to share with me, I'd love to hear all about it. Otherwise, listen, I totally respect your privacy. There's no issues there whatsoever. So what you see in front of you is the Dow Jones Industrials Futures Average. You could see we had a confirmed breakout defined by this arrow here. We had a retest of this gray structure here, and we fulfilled our target. So our target was at the 200-day moving average. We broke it. Not only did we break that, we broke the original bear structure that created the down market. Unfortunately, we failed to close above it. Now, I've been telling you and I've been telling my students for the past couple weeks, we're looking for three things. I'm looking for three things. A close above the prior pivot high, which is right here, which we achieved. A close above the 200-day moving average, which, well, I guess you can say we've achieved that. And a close above the initial downward channel structure that formed the bear market. So we did not get this week. This is a sign of weakness. It does not necessarily mean that the rally's over, but we could have some pullback here and then have another run at trying to break out. So we're going to keep an eye on this. We're going to update you week to week as we always do. So just be patient. We're gonna wait to find out what's happening here. So stand by, join us, week to week. If you have questions, comments, concerns in between these postings, feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to have a conversation with you. But we'll move to the Nasdaq, give you some insight to what I see there. I don't know why this is being sluggish. One second. All right. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. So this is the Nasdaq 100 and Q1. Had a breakout here. We've now come back, essentially retested the structure. We have yet to overcome the 200-day moving average. So that's what we're looking for. We've cleared the prior pivot high. We've cleared and closed above the downward channel structure. We just need to get above that 200-day. So once we've done that, I think we're off to the races. We can, start to take out old pivots and then move higher as time continues to progress. Looking at the S&P 500, looks very similar to the Dow. Good breakout here, fulfilled our expected target. Very, very nice. But here's the 200-day, which we've settled well below. Here's the downward structure that had initiated the bear market. We've settled well below. So we're anticipating some kind of pullback and then hopefully overcoming it. So we're going to be watching this carefully. It's very important to see this break out. To me, when somebody asks me what the benchmark of the broad market is, it's the S&P 500. So I really want to see the S&P perform. Now we're going to look at the Russell, and the Russell's been performing probably the best out of all of them. Here's our last pivot high, well above it. Here, this orange structure is the initial structure that formed the downward market. You can see there. Well above that, and we did in fact close above the 200-day last week. So we've failed at it this week, but we have at one point in time settled above it. So it will be interesting to see. This is certainly leading the way, followed by the Nasdaq, followed by the Dow, then followed last by the S&P 500. I'm a very conservative trader, very conservative investor. I want to see all four achieve those three things that I'm looking for. Once they have, I will feel confident in this market grinding much higher. Looking at gold futures, had a break above here, retested resistance, had a break below, little confirmation here. Now we're below the 50-day moving average. We are crossing here on relative strength, got some selling volume coming in. If the broader markets do take a little bit of correction here, backseat, we could certainly see this fall. So there's a possibility that this works out. I essentially just placed a stop above these two candles. I think that contains this price action if this trade ends up working. And if it does, I think this could easily fall. So, but again, that would be consistent with the market now taking some kind of breather, some kind of correction to the upside. So the market would have to come down in order to see this follow suit. Crude oil we've been watching for quite some time. Had a good sell signal here. We've advanced the stop. We're below the 200-day moving average on the continuous contract. We continue to retest this descending gray channel. You can see we tested it again this past week, actually opened a little outside of it. Price actually came down, pushed back up, but continues to close below it. So that's a good sign of strength. Next week, price action is going to open here. So either we're going to push to the upside or we're going to push to the downside here. So we'll see what happens. There's a lot of consistency out there in the 83 handle for downward support here. And my analysis is consistent with others that I read and who I work with. So just an FYI on that. We're pretty certain there's a floor in the $80 handle somewhere for crude. I don't think you're going to see crude oil go much lower than that for quite a few reasons, unless we fall into a full-blown recession. So we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Next up, probably the most important chart you're going to see today, the dollar index. We had a good buy signal come in many weeks ago. Big pop, price came back, consolidated, which is consistent for this chart. You can see there's a lot of consolidation along the way in the dollar index. But with the weakness in the broad markets, we had a big pop this week. So we found support at the orange and teal channel below. The teal channel is the one that we essentially broke from. This is the 50-day moving average. You see we're starting to approach bullish relative strength. And we just, we're waiting to see this follow through. So the likeliness is that if this works out well, what I would like to see personally is to see another bar close somewhere in the direction of our target. And if I see that, I would be inclined to take my stop from where it currently resides and place it under this candle right here. But we'll wait another week or so, see what happens, and then we will cross that bridge when we get to it. Last but not least, Bitcoin had a buy signal here. We finally closed above the 50-day, and then all that weakness came in. So now, not only we've closed below the 50. To me, this is a very notable sign of weakness. I personally, if I was in this trade, would be exiting early. I recognize that, we didn't get all the way to our target. We didn't get all the way to our stop. This, for me, is not necessarily a sell signal, but this is a very strong sign of weakness. So I would likely be saying, you know what? I'm going to cut my losses here, preserve my capital, live to trade another day, and carry on. So that wraps up the major market analysis or weekly recap. I want to share this with you. All of these images are available to you 100% for free on my TradingView account, where you can follow me and be notified when I update or post any charts. Could be equities, could be commodities, could be futures, could be ETFs. It could be anything, essentially. Also, these are shared on my Facebook page, Special Analysis. You can also find all of my social media contacts on my TradingView account. So I appreciate your time. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you join me tomorrow when we will look at some actionable ideas and throughout the rest of the week. So I wish you a beautiful and blessed day. And once again, thank you for your time.